Astronauts to the moon.
Because that's what science is. What's going on, everyone? It's Jeranism, back again with another video. Because today is one of those days. I've had pretty much all I can take of everyone's favorite fairy tale space exploration agency and their continued display of absolute, total crap. It is make-believe. It's basically an imaginary land with imaginary intelligence, metaphysical mathematics, and a supreme confirmation bias. Basically a religion masked as science for those who hate religion. And so for those of you who care if your life is a lie, well, the proof is right in front of you. And it has been for some time. But if you've fallen in love with that lie, well, then you're going to keep coming and saying, I swear NASA doesn't beat me. I swear, despite all your black eyes and bruises. You'll just keep falling back in love with NASA. Let's watch a little video clip here. Tell me if you see anything that might help you see the light.
Space this morning as the International Space Crew attempted a spacewalk outside the station. Here's a live look at the astronauts. Well, I don't believe... I don't think those are astronauts. Yeah.
Where's their spacesuit?
So don't cry, Globe Boys. Just look at it this way. If someone had foreknowledge that your girlfriend, who you adore more than anyone else in the world, was not only cheating on you, but also going to leave you soon, would you want that person to tell you? Well, that's what I'm here for. I'm telling you, not only is she cheating, she's on her way out the door real quick. So I'll mention one of these Globe Boys. His name is Rhetoric, otherwise known as Mr. Personal Attacks or Mr. Name Calling, Mr. F Word. Could also be known as Mr. Mispronunciation. It's really a toss-up for me right now of which one I like best. He calls me Jeranism, which is okay. My new favorite, Stars Our Souls, says Jeranerism. So I think I'm going to go with Jeranerism as my favorite for now. Which you have to really, because Jeranerism is actually a mispronunciation, unlike in Rhetoric's case where he's just being a dick. So, if you want to see his videos, where he basically gets overly excited about rocket launches and talks about their engines and parts like a person who has an intimate relationship with them, just search my name. He has a series, volume 1 through 200 or something, of Jeranism is Dead Sexy. So you can... Oh, oops. My bad, different series. His are Jeranism is Dead Wrong. So yeah, I'm saying that the Earth is flat, and he got all brave on us and went out on a limb to say I'm wrong. So, gotta give credit where credit is due. Now, many people are asking me why I'm afraid to debate him. So let me first tell you, I'm not, and I think it's really funny. But let's put up his logo real quick here. Now, would any of you want to debate Skeletor from He-Man? So there is a big difference, I hope you guys understand, between afraid to and want to. Let me explain. Here's how Red appears on his channel. So he went out on a limb, saying Earth is a ball, and then he masks his appearance. Okay? See, what I have is something that I used to think was a given. And only recently have I realized that it is my secret weapon. and that is my brain. Because I see things and I trust in myself much more, 1,000 times more, than his books written by 17th century Jesuits who were out to fool everyone. So see, I know space is fake, and he thinks there's lots of evidence that makes it real. So, put quite simply, I don't want to debate him. Number one, his math is of no consequence to me. I'll explain that. Number two, he's rude. So, I see no point. I no longer even watch his videos. They have absolutely zero substance. They used to say things, I remember an old one said, that I give people who watch my videos STDs. So, that's the kind of intellectual bits of wisdom you will find over there, if you want to head over that way. And people always ask if I care, and put simply, I absolutely do not. It's like a little comment I got the other day from someone who said, clearly you faked your 4-mile laser test. It's like, yeah, that's what I'm doing. How about my plan, huh? I'm going to fake the flat earth and make one 4-mile test video and no one will ever know until I own the entire world. Sure. I'm speaking out because today I may be looked at as stupid. Granted. I may look dumb to the academia. But that should be expected, right? Because I see the hoax. I see the lie. I see the truth. So I have to wait. I gotta wait and wait for the day when it's revealed. And then I can see if anyone apologizes. But I'm certainly not holding my breath for it. And lastly, we speak a different language. And that kind of goes back to number one, meaning his mathematics mean nothing to me because they are a different language. Would I debate somebody in Spanish? Probably not. So when I hear these mathematical proofs, the only thing going through my head is,
Who cares?
well, here's an example.
Now, how do we know that these equations on the left side of the screen are accurate? Well, let's compare it to the answers we'll get with the formula that we saw at the beginning. 1.3 times 10 to the 4 kilometers over tan 0.016, which is 1/60th of a degree, equals x. X roughly equals 4.5 times 10 to the 7 kilometers, aka exactly what we see on the other side of the screen, confirmation of the parallax.
Now, what does this mean in terms of finding the distance to Sol? Let's move on. Kepler's third law. Kepler's third law states that the square of the orbital period of a planet is directly proportional to the cube of the semi major axis of the orbit. Now, what the fuck does that mean?
Who cares?
Well, let's break it down. Basically, we have one astronomical unit, which is the Earth to Sun distance. We don't know what that distance is. However, Kepler's third law states that Venus is 0.7 astronomical units from the Sun, whatever an astronomical unit is. Because we observed its orbital period at 0.616 years. And when we look at the orbital period, we see that's closer. Well, no wonder it's only 42 degrees from the horizon and never above that. It's not called the morning star and evening star for nothing, apparently. So, we confirmed that Kepler's third law is accurate, and we confirmed the observations, which means that Venus is 0.7 astronomical units from the Sun. With this fact, we can also find the Earth to Venus distance in astronomical units, which is 0.3 by simple case of subtraction. 1 astronomical unit minus 0.7 astronomical units equals 0.3 astronomical units. But hang on, we already found the Earth to Venus distance, d. So as a consequence, d equals 4.5 times 10 to the 7 kilometers, which as a result equals 0.3 astronomical units.
I've just decided to switch our Friday schedule to Monday, which means that the test we take each Friday on what we learned during the week will now take place on Monday before we've learned it. But since today is Tuesday, it doesn't matter in the
This is
slightest.
great, because this allows us to find the astronomical unit, the actual value of the Earth-Sun distance. The way we do that is we can
No.
Oh my god, he's completely spaced out.
So now my head hurts and I lost half my subscribers. So, was that worth it? Guys, I promise you'll never do that again if you come back. Please? Or not. Let's move on. Let me explain it a little clearer for everyone. Let's say that somebody tells me in Spanish, El perro es de color rojo. At that point, I would have to think to myself, okay, well, that dog looks yellow to me. So we could then grade the statement by asking ourselves, was it reality? And how about the math and language? Well, believe it or not, the reality was not true. The dog is yellow. But math and language-wise, it can't be argued with. Language can't be true or false. There is no true or false. He said it in Spanish. It's his way of talking about the world. So let's try another one. Red says that the Earth is a ball because we take the known angular size of the sun, a baseline from it, and we can figure blah, 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 blah bullshit. So let's look at that the same exact way. We simply look and see, is it reality? And how's the math and language? Well, the math works out. What do you know? But again, it's not reality. There is no ball spinning in space with all of us attached due to gravity. So let's look at my statement. The Earth is flat. Then we can look at both things again. How is the reality? How is the math and language? Well, as far as the reality goes, the Earth is flat. And as far as the math and language goes, okay, maybe I don't have the mathematic equation for it yet. But I've got one thing the other two guys didn't. Reality. So who's really smart and who believes in numbers and words?
Man, I'm tired of being right.
Let me explain in case you still don't understand the hoax and how they did it and how they pulled it off. And it's simply by convincing people that math equals reality. By doing that, they were able to make some equations about some things that aren't true, then pass them off as being true, and now you got people parading around thinking they're smart. Here's the other thing. Not only did they do that, but they told you if someone thinks the Earth is flat, they're stupid. Why would they do that? Is there anything else that you can think of that they tell you you're stupid if you believe? That's right. You're stupid if you believe in conspiracy theories. You're stupid if you think your government had anything to do with 9/11. Oh yeah, you're stupid if you think we didn't go to the moon. Oh, you're stupid if you don't think evolution has been already proven. Oh, and you're stupid if you don't believe in gravity. You know, that only one-sided force in all of existence. But don't listen to me, I'm just that big dumb retard that doesn't even know how to use my computer. So let's understand mathematics a little better. And mathematical proof is fundamentally a matter of rigor. Mathematics want their theorems to follow from axioms by means of systematic understanding. Well, what's rigor? So let's look at rigor. Rigor describes a condition of stiffness or strictness. Rigor frequently refers to a process of adhering absolutely to certain constraints or the practice of maintaining strict consistency with certain predefined parameters. These constraints may be environmentally imposed, logically imposed, such as mathematical proofs which must maintain consistent answers, or socially imposed, such as the process of defining ethics and law. Let's go back to the definition of mathematics. The level of rigor expected in mathematics has varied over time. The Greeks expected detailed arguments, but at the time of Isaac Newton, the methods employed were less rigorous. Problems inherent in the definitions used by Newton would lead to a resurgence of careful analysis of formal proof in the 19th century. Misunderstanding the rigor is a cause of today's most common misconceptions in mathematics. Let's take a look at axioms, and in traditional thought, they were self-evident truths, but that conception is problematic, because at a formal level, an axiom is just a string of symbols which has an intrinsic meaning only in the context of all derivable formulas from an axiomatic system. So remember, when I say things like the axioms, such as the Earth is a sphere, or the sun is far away, or the stars are infinitely far, or we're all spherical like the other planets. If you have these kind of things to begin with, then of course your math must conform to those kind of rigorous mathematical proofs. Okay, we got two quotes here. See if you can figure out if one looks like it's written from the perspective of someone who may have had an ulterior motive. First, Galileo said, "The universe cannot be read until we have learned the language and become familiar with the characters in which it is written. It is written in mathematical language, and the letters are triangles, circles, and other geometrical figures, without which means it is humanly impossible to comprehend a single word. Without these, one is just wandering around in a dark labyrinth." Is that really the truth? Without math, are you wandering around in a dark labyrinth? Albert Einstein said, "As far as the laws of mathematics refer to reality, they are not certain, and as far as they are certain, they do not refer to reality." So, this video is basically everyone's chance, because once you've watched it, you'll see this crap is so disgusting, it's so damn bad, and 100% full of bullshit, that NASA is screaming, "We are fake." Hey everyone, look at us. Look at these videos we're putting out. We're full of shit. So this is your chance. I'm offering it to you. Evaluate NASA based on their content. They are not deserving of our trust or our backing, so they get no free passes. And if you 100% watch this following footage, and still in your mind you can say that what you just saw was real, then I know you aren't ready for the rest of what I've got to say. This should make you completely sick to your stomach what you're about to see. So listen up to all you people who think NASA is real or haven't yet had the opportunity to give them up. Listen carefully. And for those of you parents out there with small children, now's a good time for earmuffs, or if you don't like cussing, because at times it's needed to get a point across. So it's about to fly. Listen up. NASA is motherfucking faking space. Do you understand? Faking space. Space, with the stars and the rocket launches that we all grew up with. The shuttle flights, the moon landings. They're faking it all, and they continue to do it and get away with it because there's people out there who watch this stuff and think it's reality, that it's actually happening. This is not Star Wars. There is no star date. There is no beam me up. There's only reality. And I can't take it anymore, having to live with people who live in fairy tale land, talking about we're going to be going to Mars, or we're going to be going to this planet or that planet, or this solar system or that one. And if you want to believe in Pluto in your living room with your wife and your kids, enjoy yourselves. But I'm sick and tired of these pompous fantasy land defenders making fun and screaming at the top of their lungs that their religious beliefs in this unending universe of hundreds of billions of suns and spinning planetary globulars is the truth and actual reality. If it is to you, if it's reality for you, good for you. Keep it out of the schools and out of these areas where we all dwell together, called real life. If your universe was real, NASA wouldn't be playing Space Invaders on what looks like an original Nintendo. It's time you wake up and realize there's basically two sides you can choose from. You can be with NASA, or you can be with nada. Nada is not afraid to trash authority. Because we're not afraid. Bring it on, NASA. We're going to keep yelling and screaming till you disappear off into the nebula C3750 in the Bullshiticus Reticus Apparaticus subsector of the cosmic background radiation. Because we just can't take it anymore. So prepare yourselves, you're about to see some absolute horseshit. Now to start, look at the distance of the little Japanese craft. Look where it's at.
Teams continuing to keep an eye on everything. We're under 5 minutes now at about 42 meters away.
And now look where it's at. And that's something you'll notice. They'll never show you it getting closer. They just show you each scene as it'll be closer each time. Now watch the dark come. Yep. That's how sunset works.
HTV reflecting the last bits of sunlight as the sun sets on the station.
What you're about to see is absolutely impossible. Watch this now. The camera is moving with the station or independent of the station regardless. How would that move the undocked HD5? I mean, it's impossible. They're showing you things that are physically impossible. Screaming, Look at us. We're faking space.
For HTV, we're expecting that the sunrise will happen about 90 seconds after the HTV arrives at the capture point.
And HTV well within the sights now of the station's robotic arm. This camera looking right down the barrel at the unmanned cargo craft, just about a little over 4 minutes and 10 seconds away from arrival at that capture point.
And first of all, do you need the 35 people in that little control room to move this fake little garbage can wrapped in tinfoil to the other fake floating garbage can wrapped in a thermal blanket? I don't think so. Now let's watch some of these views, because some of them are ridiculous. For instance, this one. And they love to talk about that Canada arm and how it's going to grapple with the HDV-5. And who is believing this? Who does that? Who has time? Now remember that that thing isn't connected yet, but yet it just sits there perfectly, and they think we're so stupid we don't notice that that piece on the top is attached to it.
2 meters in closing. Camille Yui at the robotic controls, just about grappled with HDV-5.
Now watch this little connection here. It's got to be the funniest thing of all time. Mind you that the astronauts on the space station do not have their suits on right now, so if this thing were to puncture anything, here it comes. Is it going to lock in, or it's a piece of cardboard and it ran into the thing? Nice job, guys.
Capture confirmed 5:28 a.m. Central Time, 6:28 Eastern.
I mean, this honestly could not be any worse. If you watch that last piece back, were we really supposed to believe that the yellow thing was coming at us? Or were we supposed to believe that the arm was going out? It's like, Jesus, NASA.
Why, you little maggot! You make me want to vomit!
Alright, I got a million questions. First of all, with this scene right here, why can we not just tip the camera back, tip it up, to see the entire globe? Why wouldn't they show you that? I wonder why. I mean, look at this. You think you live there? Is that what you honestly feel? That this is real? Where's the atmosphere? Where's the so-called atmosphere? Where's the stars? Where's all the satellite dishes? It's fake. It's a fraud. It's a hoax. It's not even a damn good one. And look at this scene. Have you ever seen that? What is that? Is that the Earth underneath it? I've never seen this view, and then watch them flip back to the other view, and you'll get a true taste. Let's see if it's the same thing, because we got some brown, some hills or something, maybe some snow. Can't really tell. Oh, it's that.
HDV-5 continuing to close in inch by inch now. Very slow, methodical movement of the space station's robotic arm, Canadarm2.
I want to grapple with the announcer and Charles Bolden with the Canada-2 arm, swung as hard as I can across their necks. Now, watch several things here. Number one, watch that stupid globe that 95% of the people in this world think that they're on. On a globe. That's funny.
Hold here for a little while until crew member Scott Kelly, the NASA astronaut currently timelined to be the one to assist for the actual birthing of the...
Birthing, yeah. I think a prerequisite to work at NASA is you can never have had sex in your entire life. It's kind of like the priesthood. Because these guys just get all giddy about grapple, birthing, right sex in the clouds. Now, do you see that white pole right there? Watching a second later, it'll just be gone. Where was it? Where'd it go? Nice Hurricane 6 there in the ocean, too, that wasn't just there a second ago. Let me guess. Coriolis effect. I honestly think if I gave my son a video camera and told him, go to the park, go somewhere, in an hour I need a videotape that proves you and I were in space, he would bring back a better videotape than this. Pretty sure of it. In fact, I'm not sure how young you could go till a kid wouldn't. Maybe a 2-year-old. 2 or 3. Just gonna have a tough time beating this, but older than that, you can fake space better than this. Look at that globe. It doesn't even move right. It's a moving TV screen. It's a moving backdrop. Who believes this stuff. Give it up. Your boyfriend's beating you in the face, guys. Dump him. Quick.
Go! You're done! Finished! That's it! Goodbye!
Do me a favor. If you're with me on the space is fake, can you just leave at the beginning of your comment, space is fake? It's getting lonely out here.
But this whole place sucks. That's right, it sucks.
I wanted to make sure you all saw the satanic handshake. Masonic handshake. Now, this next guy, his name is Adam. Last name, douchebag, I believe. Go ahead and watch this. He's the most unreal, fake cyborg I've ever seen. So watch him fake his emotions, massacre the English language, and if you do not want to punch him square in the face in the next 5 to 10 minutes, you are not a human being. You are not connected to the collective human consciousness.
Say something profound.
I am terribly humbled by this experience.
Can you even be terribly humbled? Terribly humbled by this experience.
I, forever, secretly, have felt that I do not deserve to be in the position of leading the team that I lead.
If forever secretly you feel like not being fit for the job, then you should be fired and not continue working there.
Because they are certainly in some, and largely by count of individual, more capable than I.
This guy's got a team of 440 people, and he just said, certainly in some, and largely by count, they're more capable than him. No shit, Sherlock.
That great things take many people working together.
That great things.
To make them happen is one of the fantastic things of human existence. And in my life, I am and will be forever satisfied if this is the greatest thing that I have ever given.
What did you give? The Mars rover that landed on Mars? I didn't get one. Way to be terribly humbled, too.
There is a new picture of a new place on Mars. And for me, at least, that's the big payoff.
So that's the big payoff, huh? A picture. I got it. Yep, I'm more into reality. It's just me.
And to work as part of such a talented group of people, shepherded by Pete and Richard. And I'm not just talking about the EDL team, I'm talking about the entire team, soup to nuts. The caliber of people here at JPL, the other centers who contribute. It's a tremendous honor, and it is a humbling experience to work with them. And I think that this nation...
Hates you? Got that right.
...is a truly great representation of a corner or a piece of humanity.
Oh, I was thinking something else.
That reaches out and explores and conquers and engineers. We are kind of tool makers, agriculturalists, pioneers.
Ah, you forgot robotic Freemasons.
And that's reflected in the activities and actions and results of tonight.
Where is your honor, dirtbag? You are an absolute disgrace.
Adam, tell us about the landing.
All right, Greg. I can't tell you too much about it. I mean, it looks good. I'm being a little flip.
Hey, my wife's Filipino. Better knock it off. Or did you mean flippant? Were you just shortening the word flip? That's not... Never mind.
In short, it looked extremely clean. We touched down in conditions that were on the more benign side of our nominal expectation. By the way, I want to preface everything. This is preliminary data scooped with the sieve in the cacophony of the control room during the celebration, right? And largely by my good friend Miguel San Martin, who's somewhere out there.
Yeah, sure. Good friend. Mm-hmm.
Very nominal, remarkably good. Our navigation error was on the low side of our expectation.
This guy just oozes science. Very nominal, remarkably good. The error on the low side of our expectations.
Which meant that we probably had a good alignment between the celestial sensors and the inertial sensors, the IMU. Our powered flight appears to have been excellent. If my good friend Ben Toma is in the house, is Ben in the house?
All of your friends, much like your good alignment and your celestial sensors and your initial sensors, don't exist.
Ben worked quite diligently in stretching the tanks at my insistence because I was worried we wouldn't have enough fuel. And so I think I owe Ben a little bit of an apology there. So it looked good, in short. Good and clean. And it looks, at least by my eyeball, that we landed in a nice, flat spot. Beautiful. Really beautiful.
Good. Good and clean. Nice. Nice flat spot. Beautiful. Really beautiful.
I have to ask you, what kind of file type, can you tell us about the image file type and compression that was used to send this very important couple of thumbnails back from Mars?
Yes, great question. What kind of file type comes back from Mars? Is it a PNG, JPG? How does it get back here? Do they have Wi-Fi on Mars?
Yes, unfortunately, I absolutely cannot. If Justin Mackey is in the room, or...
Dude, I'm not going to tell you again. You have no friends.
There's a couple other people on the team who'd be able to whip that out quickly, but I couldn't tell you. Sorry.
Thank you. Hi, Sally Rail with the Planetary Society, and this is for Adam. Two very quick questions. Well, first one's quick. Are you going to call your daughter Curiosity?
We're human beings. We don't call our daughters anything. Do you mean, are you going to name her Curiosity? Oh, Planetary Society.
It is true that I think that curiosity is perhaps the central defining human attribute.
What? That's ludicrous. Curiosity? A dog and a cat and a rat are curious. Not integrity, not honesty, responsibility, commitment, generosity, serenity. No. Courage, humor, respectfulness, no. Empathy, helpfulness, loyalty, patience, pride, intelligence, consciousness. No. Curiosity, huh?
I really do. And Richard and I were both part of a group of people who were in the process of helping winnow down the names of the school kids had taken. And there was, I don't know, a couple hundred that we looked at. And Curiosity was one of them. And I was smitten from the moment I saw that. And I'm so happy that the rover is Curiosity.
Henry Bortman with Astrobiology Magazine. Can you tell us at what time Curiosity touched down, Earth received time, and at what time the first image came back?
I can tell you the first of those is 10:39 p.m. The second of those I don't have.
Oh, why, of course, I'm a Freemason. I know the first one. That's 1039, as in adds to 13. Satan. Oh, you Freemason clowns. Well, that's all for today, guys. If you don't want to kick Adam in his terribly humble head right now, then you're a better human than me. And if you think I was too hard on him, just remember that I'm not on TV telling people I landed a robot 250 million miles away. Okay? If I ever do that, then you can be as hard as you want. But till next time, just remember to take care of each other, don't lie to each other, be nice to one another, and open your mind There's truth inside, a lot more truth than if you open a book written by a 17th century Jesuit. That may tell you some mathematical equations, but they'll end up having you believe in planets and suns trillions of miles away. And then you're going to end up pretty sad when you find out space is fake. Those astronauts are on the take. Till next time, guys, this is Jeran. Peace! And he got all brave on us and went out on a limb to say I'm wrong. So, gotta give credit where credit is due. Now, many people are asking me why I'm afraid to debate him. So let me first tell you, I'm not, and I think it's really funny. But let's put up his logo real quick here. Now, would any of you want to debate Skeletor from He-Man? So there is a big difference, I hope you guys understand, between afraid to and want to. Let me explain. Here's how Red appears on his channel. So he went out on a limb, saying Earth is a ball, and then he masks his appearance. Okay? See, what I have is something that I used to think was a given, and only recently have I realized that it is my secret weapon. And that is my brain. Because I'm a new display of absolute, total crap. It is make-believe. It's basically an imaginary land with imaginary intelligence, metaphysical mathematics, and a supreme confirmation bias. Basically a religion masked as science for those who hate religion. And so for those of you who care if your life is a lie, well, the proof is right in front of you. And it has been for some time. But if you've fallen in love with that lie, well, then you're going to keep coming and saying, I swear NASA doesn't beat me. I swear, despite all your black eyes and bruises. You'll just keep falling back in love with NASA. Let's watch a little video clip here. Tell me if you see anything that might help you see the light.
Astronauts to the moon.
That's what science is.
What's going on, everyone? It's Jeranism, back again with another video. Because today is one of those days. I've had pretty much all I can take of everyone's favorite fairy tale space exploration agency, and their continued
Space this morning as the International Space Crew attempted a spacewalk outside the station. Here's a live look at the astronauts. Well, I don't believe... I don't think those are astronauts. Yeah, we...
Where's their spacesuit?
So don't cry, Globe Boys. Just look at it this way. If someone had foreknowledge that your girlfriend, who you adore more than anyone else in the world, was not only cheating on you, but also going to leave you soon, would you want that person to tell you? Well, that's what I'm here for. I'm telling you, not only is she cheating, she's on her way out the door real quick. So I'll mention one of these Globe Boys. His name is Rhetoric, otherwise known as Mr. Personal Attacks or Mr. Name Calling, Mr. F Word. Could also be known as Mr. Mispronunciation. It's really a toss-up for me right now of which one I like best. He calls me Jeranism, which is okay. My new favorite, Stars Our Souls, says Jeranerism. So I think I'm going to go with Jeranerism as my favorite for now. Which you have to really, because Jeranerism is actually a mispronunciation, unlike in Red's Rhetoric's case where he's just being a dick. So, if you want to see his videos, where he basically gets overly excited about rocket launches and talks about their engines and parts like a person who has an intimate relationship with them, just search my name. He has a series, volume 1 through 200 or something, of Jeranism is Dead Sexy. So you can... Oh, oops. My bad, different series. His are Jeranism is Dead Wrong. So yeah, I'm saying that the Earth is flat.